I poured this coffee at 7 o'clock this morning, and it is now 7 o'clock, not this morning. The other one, it's not hot, obviously, but it's still warm. If you want one of these, you can have one. Buy it right now at my store, saygoodnightkevin.com/store. Or you can pledge $10 at my Patreon. Someone asked me today, Kevin, if I pledge 10, then I have to pay an extra 10 just to get that? That's still $20. Incorrect. You pledge 10 to my Patreon, you get this for free. I just don't like saying, oh, you get this for free, because I know it's not free because you're still giving money. So I just don't like that game that people play. I know you're paying. I value the money that we have exchanged. But yes, pledge $10 or more on Patreon. I send you this awesome mug that keeps your coffee warm all day. All right, well, I got a great review coming up for you today, so let's hop over to that. Yes, it's Christmas time, and you know I love it. You know, through the years, you and I, you, me, in a little toy shop, we bought a bag of balloons with the money we got, and we found some pretty amazing Christian Christmas content. It's interesting, because when I first started reviewing Christian movies, I knew about like 3 Christian movies. I was like, well, you know, this will be interesting. I'll do like Left Behind, of course, and then I'll do a few more, and maybe I can sustain a channel for a year or so. And you know what? Now it seems like every single day I'm getting another Christian movie recommended to me. Older, wiser Kevin knows now that there are far more Christian movies than I'll ever have time to review, which means I have to be a little more selective. I have to hone in a little bit. Last year, I found out about Christian Christmas movies that have dogs and realized that there's actually far more of those than I could ever review. So I'm gonna move on. This year, I've discovered Hallmark Channel style Christmas movies. All right, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't discover them this year. I already knew about them, but, you know, it's another lame, sappy movie genre that is unbelievably popular. You may not know what I'm talking about. It's movies whose titles are The Christmas Blank, or A Blank for Christmas, or my personal favorite, A Blankety Blank Christmas. There's a million of them. Even Netflix made one called The Christmas Princess, or A Prince for Christmas or something. They made 2 of them. Unbelievable. They're really popular, and I wanted to review one. I wanted to get in on the action, but which one? Which one do you choose? Obviously, I wanted to pick a Christian one because of the purity of my channel, and I finally narrowed it down to the movie that I want. It's called Wish for Christmas. Now, that's not to be confused with A Wish for Christmas, which is a different one that has the girl from Christian Mingle in it, so that was a close second, but no. This one was written and directed by the people who brought us one of the greatest films I've ever reviewed, Catching Faith. Perfect. I had a lot of fun reviewing Catching Faith. You know, it was a blast. I clearly loved that movie, and this is the people, the team behind that movie's follow-up. So who knows? Maybe they learned a bunch from Catching Faith, and you know what? It's about time to give them a fair shake. There's only one way to find out how great this movie truly is, and that's to spend an exorbitant amount of time watching it, way more times than I ever should with any movie. Grab your Christmas wishes and get ready, because it is time for my movie night review of a just Wish for Christmas. Is that an imperative sentence? Hey everybody, you better wish for Christmas. And are you wishing for Christmas? Like, I'm wishing that there will be a Christmas? Or is it like, what are you doing for Christmas? Oh, I'm gonna wish. Before I get into the movie, I just wanted to say, this year I'm having a Christmas party, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm coming up with a few games. I think I'm gonna do like Dirty Santa. I'm not quite sure how to play that. I'm actually hoping they do that in this movie. Oh wait, oh man. I don't think they'll do a Dirty Santa because it's a pure flick. Gotcha again, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome for keeping the joke fresh. It's so fresh, so pure. So the movie begins with way too many overhead drone shots. What is with these Christmas movies always starting off with these flyover shots? That's not really a criticism, I guess. I just noticed that it happens a lot. Maybe it's supposed to make you feel like you're Santa, flying over and just popping into whatever boring life is going on in everyday America. Ho, ho, ho! Hello there, Mighty Duck kids! Where will we end up? Nobody knows! But it is a Christian movie, so obviously we end up in church. Oh, hold on, I think I just got a text message. Who's Meredith? Oh, that's the movie. This is our main character. Her name is Anna. She's getting these texts in church, and I mean, props to the movie for establishing right here at the beginning the flaw in her character. It's often that you have no idea who your characters are, and this is, a good visualization of what our character is and what her problem is, and I guess for this kind of movie, that's fine. It's great. It's fine. All right, then we see that her mom, I'm assuming this is her mom, she's getting real pissy in the choir, and she's trying to tell Joey, hey, look at our daughter. Psst, Anna, everyone can see your text floating in front of your face. And her dad just sits there doing nothing. I think he's a little nervous that if he says something about her text message, then he'll end up in a Supreme Court case, just like his friend Melissa.
What were you thinking, Grace?
Nobody's gonna catch that awesome joke. We then find out that our main character's parents are actually lawyers when they're approached by this banker who wants to have them represent the bank. But they're too principled for that.
That's not our kind of deal, Turner. We represent clients that can't afford legal services.
And then at night, we find true justice by protecting Hell's Kitchen.
What do you want? Justice.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Someday.
Someday I'll learn how to hold my breath. All right, it's Monday morning and it's time to get ready for work. And Anna's parents, they're really happy-go-lucky people.
Honey?
Morning, sweetie.
That isn't, unless their daughter is texting in church, but
Is this tie too bold?
Honey, you are bold.
Honey, do you think it's okay that I'm wearing this Trump Halloween costume today to work? Yeah, honey, it's fine. It's fine. It's a Christian movie. Our main character, Anna, comes in the room and she's like, what? And then I saw this scene and I said, what is happening?
Not sure it's appropriate.
Seriously?
Then I watched it 3 more times to finally get my answer.
That tie just saved us a morning fight.
So apparently what's happening here is he said he didn't think the tie was appropriate, and she thought he was talking about her shirt, and that not being appropriate. So she got mad and went and changed. It's very confusing. But perhaps her clothes aren't the only thing that will be changing throughout this movie.
How did you change so fast?
I hope so, because right now we get another indication of how bad of a person she really is.
Anna, we haven't prayed yet.
I hate all of these rules. I wish I wasn't still at home.
Whoa, Anna, careful about making wishes for Christmas. You never know what might happen. Well, when she gets to school, she changes back into her original clothes, which I'm so confused about this situation. It's not like, I don't think her parents were like, honey, you need to go and change. That outfit is not a pro. Well, let's get to the important stuff. Since it's a high school movie, there's a big dance coming up.
Did you want to ask me something?
I prefer blossoms, like my dad.
I would love to go to the ball with you.
Great. Well, it turns out at school, Anna is one of the plastics.
Beware of the plastic.
You know, the made-up stereotype to act as the antagonist to the hero of a superior film.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal.
Also, we learned that it is very important for Anna to be a part of the decorating committee for the winter ball. She's like all about it.
When we're planning decorations for the ball, I need to know that you're paying attention to what I want.
All right, well, if you thought our hero was a bad person when she was at church or at home, well, check out what she does at school.
Hey, Ava. Dustin wants to know if you want to go to the ball with him.
Really? Dustin asked me to ask him?
Well, I'm sure you can probably guess Dustin didn't really ask her to ask him, so she gets rejected.
So, it's the end of tape 13.
Cut over to the law offices of Bring the Light to the Law. The law. Here we get more examples of how nice Anna's parents are. They're just so great. I hope nothing happens to change that.
I had a bit of an accident today.
I pooped my pants. Can I please go home? No.
I rear-ended someone on my way to work this morning.
You are okay, right?
Oh yeah, my car is the one in trouble.
We can replace your car, we can't replace you.
Yeah, that's true. You can never replace a secretary. You get one and you're done. That's it. Those are the rules.
Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
Ever again.
Meanwhile, at school, we get some super duper upsetting news about the winter formal.
The winter ball has been moved to Christmas Eve night.
What?
Really? Wouldn't nobody show up? I don't know. I was homeschooled, so I don't know a lot about this type of situation. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, does it? Yeah, I'm just gonna take a break from my winter break to go back to school on Christmas Eve.
This isn't fun, it's a disaster.
Well, it turns out this is especially bad because Anna's family is Christian! So she won't be able to go to the formal. She'll have to go to Christmas Eve service at church.
You wouldn't be able to miss church if you were on your deathbed.
I better start planning my speech.
She's like 20 years old, still in high school, has to go to Christmas church. Seems like something you could get out of. And this is like totally the worst thing that ever has happened to her. So Anna, the horrible person, is walking home from school, and she walks past Bill Engvall playing Santa in this movie.
Hey!
Okay, we get it. Anna is an awful person. Here's your sign.
This is trash.
I mean, this isn't the funniest thing I've ever seen him do, but at least it's somewhat humorous, unlike his hilarious role that he played in Catching Faith.
Why'd you miss practice yesterday? You sick?
Nope.
He was so unfunny in that movie, I didn't even realize it was him. Mean Christmas while we cut to Anna's dad again, hanging out with Anna's boyfriend and his dad, really struggling with putting up some Christmas lights.
Man, why do they still make lights like these?
I don't think they do make those kind anymore.
The real question is, why did I buy them?
Because you needed them as a forced analogy for the movie later?
If one bulb doesn't work, the whole strand's out.
And that's when we find out things aren't going too well in Anna's boyfriend's family, financially.
They want you out of your house.
Dad, what are you talking about?
Come on, Colton, you know we've been struggling.
But don't worry, Anna's dad, remember, is really nice.
Hey, Alex. Don't worry. I got your back.
All right, well, cut back to Anna. She goes to her parents' legal practice, and their secretary is having some big trouble.
I emailed legal documents to our opposition.
That is probably not something you should do. And Anna, being the computer whiz that she apparently is, she's able to download a magic plugin that will go inside the other person's inbox and grab the message and delete it.
And now you can undo the last sent email.
You fixed it.
Wow, that's amazing. Look, I don't think that exists. There is a thing that you can install that will delay the sending of a message. So if you're like, send, oh crap, you can stop it from sending, but you would have to turn on that feature before you send the email.
This has been Tech Tips with Kevin!
But I guess it doesn't matter because her computer genius hacking skills never come back into play for the rest of the film.
Thank you, Lord.
You know, because it's a Christian movie. I just wish there was one more way we could know if these people were nice.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey, $100. Well, Mr. Rockefeller. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Daddy!
You know that's not the real Santa. That's Jeff Foxworthy.
Anna, you have a perfectly good car.
But
What? Chocolate is a girl's best friend? Well, this must be the shop of Alexa from Catching Faith.
Oh, by the way, your can fed a lot of families.
Jeez, this guy's worse than Anna. You're a bad person, Santa. Well, that evening, Anna subtly lets her parents know about how the Christmas ball has been moved to Christmas Eve.
And please allow my parents to let me go to the Christmas ball, even though it's been moved to Christmas Eve night.
I'm sorry, what was that about the ball?
That's very disappointing.
I know. It's insane. And Dad, you love the ball.
It's your favorite thing. You love going to the high school ball.
And I'm sorry, we're gonna be going to Christmas Eve service at church.
This is my last Christmas ball. I am sick of all your rules.
And that's when Anna makes her pivotal wish to Jesus that changes everything, everything, everything.
I wish my parents didn't believe in God.
No! I wish my parents had never been born. Again. Dun, 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 dun. The next morning, Anna wakes up after a long winter's nap. And what to her wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer in place of the nativity scene. I made my family's God disappear. Ah!
What happened to the manger seen?
But it turns out her wish came true. God erased her parents' name from the Lamb's Book of Life.
Quirky.
What's going on with the decorations?
My tastes have changed. We're gonna redecorate.
So what you might be thinking is,
Oh, this is that she made it so that her parents never had become Christians or never believed in the first place. You know, like It's a Wonderful Life or Family Man or Second Glance, of course.
but no, it's a sudden change. Just suddenly, they believe in God, they're Christians, and then, boop, now they're a bunch of a-holes.
And the inspiration of the day comes to us from James Russell Lowell. Wealth may be an excellent thing, for it means power, it means leisure, it means liberty.
Yes, well, with writing like this movie, who needs classic literature? But Anna is already feeling the earthly benefits of having non-Christian parents.
I want you to go to the winter ball.
I can go.
I mean, my parents are going to hell, but at least I get to go to that awesome dance. While it may be a positive for Anna, it's not so positive for the secretary.
Read the new office rules.
They implement these evil, non-Christian rules. Like, the customer comes first and smile like you mean it? What's wrong with any of these? Doesn't matter. Cut over to Anna at school with her friends, having this super relatable conversation.
How did you convince your parents to let you go to the winter ball on Christmas Eve?
Hashtag I always get my way.
Get it trending. Get it on the trending page. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a The People Who Brought You Catching Faith movie if we didn't have a bunch of girls sitting around a table coloring. And they're arguing about what the theme of the ball should be. Very exciting stuff.
It will be a royal ball. Like an event thrown by a queen.
Hashtag royal. Ooh, hashtag love it.
Oh, I meant to tell you guys. I got us invited to a college party.
Hashtag love that.
Hashtag stop it.
Yes, please stop doing the hashtag thing. That's really annoying and not as relevant as you think it is.
I hope your parents will let you go, Anna.
Cut to her parents letting her go. So she starts having a great time because her parents don't believe in God. And her mom, she's super permissive.
But what do you think of these?
Something's not right here. What is going on with her parents?
All the way to the point of pressuring her to get a belly button piercing.
My daughter wants to get her belly button pierced. Don't be shy. She's gonna do it.
Like a freaking heathen. Well, after a whole day of hanging out with their newly reformed parents, Anna needs to get some answers. So she goes to her pastor uncle. Here we get the most vague, generalized conversation ever to exist.
Does God give us what we ask for?
Not always exactly when we ask for it.
What if what we're given isn't a good thing? I think it's a good thing. I mean, someone would think it's a good thing.
Could we say good thing about 10 more times? Thanks.
You probably wouldn't think it's a good thing.
Wow, I have no clue what she's talking about. I guess the best course of action is to talk about teen pregnancy.
Well, I'm not sure Mary thought it was such a good thing to be pregnant at 13.
Why didn't Mary think it was a good thing?
I don't know.
That was a lot to drop on a kid. But God used Mary to bring us the Savior of the world.
The end justifies the means. I get it.
Does God still do supernatural things?
Absolutely.
But he mainly relegates them to characters in fictional Christian movies, or sometimes on very not so rare occasions, he'll allow miracles to happen to inform a Christian filmmaker that they really should be making the lame Christian movie that they're making. It's just the way God works, apparently.
We sometimes discount them, though. You know, they're either too small to see or they don't look exactly the way we think a miracle should.
Sounds rather convenient for your argument, Uncle Pastor.
A miracle could take years.
But when you get the things that you want, that means you're living in God's will. In fact, that's how you know God's will, when things start going your way.
Or overnight. Thanks, Uncle Paul.
You got it.
As intriguing as all that is, what I really want to know is what Bill Engvall Santa Claus is up to.
What?
That's stealing.
Oh, so now all of a sudden you care about something?
Coming from the guy stealing donations from the poor.
You don't think I'm poor? Why don't you run along, princess?
Wait, this guy isn't Santa? Even though he's listed as playing Santa in the credits? This movie really had me suspending disbelief up until this point. All right, it's time for Anna and her boyfriend to go on a date. Fun.
Golden, I'm glad you stopped by.
What time should I have Anna back?
School starts at 8 a.m. Have fun.
Yeah, since we don't believe in God anymore, then, well, you can do any unholy thing to my daughter that you want. It's fine. So their date is just in an apple orchard, I guess? Thanks. Very romantic. This is when Colton tells Anna about the financial problems his family is in.
My dad lost his job and we're being foreclosed on.
This guy's just chock full of romance.
Don't worry. My parents will help you.
But will her parents help? Now that they're not Christians and only Christians help people? Probably not. Just remember, the only thing that stops most people who claim to be Christians from being most evil people in the world is their belief in a higher power. Apparently. Meanwhile, Anna's parents forgot that they had Bible study scheduled for tonight. Oopsie.
Hi!
You forgot to cancel Bible study. I completely forgot.
But while the people are at their house, something goes terribly wrong.
It's okay, honey. What do we always say? People are more important than things. We can replace that vase, but we can't replace you.
Can't replace a secretary.
Right, Elizabeth?
So the lesson that you're teaching your kid is it's fine to break a person's things because you're more valuable? I feel like that's not true.
Hey, I just crashed your car. What, you did? Hey, whoa. I'm more valuable than your car, bro. Just remember that.
It's a very expensive vase.
Bible study should have actually been canceled. I appreciate your understanding.
I think we need to add them to our prayer list.
Back to the party planning committee at the rec center.
As a little girl, I always wanted to be a princess. But now, I realize the power of being queen. Everything in its rightful place.
Ooh, sounds like Anna's going down a very dark path. The only thing worse than being that selfish would be saying something like,
Happy holidays, Mr. Turner.
No!
Yes, of course. I will let
What
them know
does
that you're running the
Happy Holidays mean? Oh, also, Anna's parents have signed that deal with that banker, remember? From church? Oh, man.
We are looking forward to doing business with you. We want to turn this firm into the most prominent firm in the Boston area. And deals like this are going to bring us the attention and the money that we're after.
I love the way you two think. Merry Christmas.
Wow, they're really leaning into the not being a Christian thing. I mean, I guess they did nail it on the typical ex-evangelical attitude.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, you know how Jesus said, "Thou shalt not say happy holidays." It's my favorite commandment. All right, well, Anna is just loving all of this whole parents letting her do whatever she wants, them not being Christians. Nothing bad at all is happening, and I'm sure it's definitely gonna stay that way throughout the movie. One of the awesome things that's happening for Anna is that she gets to go to this crazy college party. It's about as lame as you would expect, but at least the movie understands that this is a lame party.
So, this is a college party.
And Anna sneaks out with her boyfriend so she can go sit under the stars with him. And he can give her this long speech about stars.
Those stars are so far away that we have to measure the distance in light years.
What's a light year?
A light year is the distance light can travel in 1 year.
Wow, our public schools really have failed us, haven't they?
You're one of those closet space adventure guys, aren't you?
You're like one of those geniuses who knows about light years, aren't you?
Balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
You're one of those closet space adventure guys, aren't you?
The stuff those stars were made of scattered across the universe. And everything, even you, are made of that matter. We're all made of stardust, Anna McLaren.
Wow, yeah, thanks for watching Cosmos before taking me out on this date.
So, how far does light travel?
The light from those stars has traveled across vast darkness to find us.
Sounds more like spirituality than science.
Yeah, I guess to you it would.
Science is our way to explain what God created.
So, I guess her boyfriend is a Christian? So why is he perfectly fine with her doing all these non-Christian things? Isn't he a little bit curious as to why her parents have stopped acting like Christians in terms of this movie's universe? You know, I like this scene. It's nice. I think it would work way better in a movie about Jeremy Camp, you know? It's a pretty good joke. The joke's not gonna make much sense until March. But then, we hear some cries for help inside the college party, and no, it's not the grandma from Catching Faith.
Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me!
It's Anna's friends, and one of the college guys is trying to apparently do something really bad to her. But fortunately, he gets pushed away, and they escape from the party unscathed.
That was awesome. Best party ever. Anna,
wow. Almost rape is amazing! Later, at the law firm, apparently the secretary's having a hard time because now she actually has to work. I guess because they don't believe in God now. Not sure if that's how it works. But after one day of it, she's finally had enough.
Do you have any idea what it's like for me out here? I should have running shoes on, but I can't, because rule number 9 says, dress to impress.
Yes, because only Christians have an incentive to keep their employees happy.
These rules are impossible. What happened to the real 10 Commandments?
Can't we get back to the non-restricting life of the Old Testament? Oh man, and not only that, also, as I predicted, they refused to help Anna's boyfriend's dad.
I need more time. That's why I came to you guys for help.
Our client is the bank now, and they own your home.
Wow, things just got real. Real sad, that is. Apparently, everybody has become Scrooges, and I'm not talking about in the good way. I don't know what that means. They now represent the bank, and they're actually good business people. I'm always confused, a little torn in situations like this. I don't really like the whole, conflating obligation to charity with Christianity. I think that charity is something that is commendable. You know, it's a virtuous thing. But it's not a sin to not give charity. There's just a lot of factors, in my opinion. It isn't always that,
I believe in God, so I give charity, and I don't believe in God, so I don't give charity.
A belief in God isn't always what makes people charitable or virtuous or commendable. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Let's just get on with this super, super, super deep movie. Now Anna, being shocked and appalled by the behavior of her parents, goes back to her uncle pastor for more vague advice.
How do you bring someone to faith?
Talking about your parents? We were both in college, and when we came home for Christmas break, your father was on fire.
How do I do that? Start a fire?
You can't give someone else faith. You have to discover it.
But I don't have time for that.
Sometimes the best way to lead is to lead by example.
So Anna goes home and sets up the Christmas decorations. That'll do it. That'll do it every time. You know, she's got to do whatever it takes to get her parents to believe in God again so that they can give charity to her boyfriend. But her parents seem unimpressed.
If you must, at least turn on the star.
It's broken.
But its light could still be seen millions of miles away.
And to top it all off, Anna learned something that I thought she had already learned a few scenes ago, that Colton's family is losing their house.
Oh, where are they moving?
Colton's moving?
They have to be out of their house by tomorrow.
Well, Anna is now ticked off at her parents, so she goes over to her boyfriend's and yells at him. Of course.
How can you not tell me? Why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you tell me that the sun is also a star and that the moon isn't made of cheese?
I'm your girlfriend. You're supposed to tell me everything.
You literally have to tell me everything. Those are the rules. I know this movie isn't great about establishing the rules. Just trust me on this.
Do you have a place to go?
We're gonna stay at my grandparents till we figure it all out.
Oh, so your father's parents are helping out their kid, much like Anna's parents are helping out their kid. Perfect. Everybody's parents helps out their own kids. Take care of your kids. Sounds like everything's turned out great.
I wish I could have done something.
What could you have done?
I made a mistake.
This has nothing to do with you.
That's the lesson that I've learned. It all has to do with me.
I made a wish.
You made a wish. What are you trying to tell me, Anna? If you didn't come here to help, then I really wish you would just get in your car and leave.
So at this point, things are really falling apart for Anna. The only thing I think that can fix this is a montage. I love these peeping through other people's windows montages. It really teaches me a lot. I guess maybe they're trying to imitate the Home Alone scene, but that was different. Looking through windows was a key part of that movie's universe. And just to prove it, I've pulled every moment where somebody looks through a window in that entire movie. You're welcome. I think my point's been made. Home Alone's such a great movie. I named my channel after it. Well, this montage leads to her making up with Santa.
I'm sorry for yelling at you the other day. What I didn't see was someone in need. And who am I to judge anyone?
Well, Princess, it's not your judgment I gotta worry about anyway.
Wow, so glad they wrapped that story up. Maybe it's in Bill Engvall's contract that he has to be the one who, like, gives the advice to the kid, the teenage kid in the movie. Well, now it's time for Anna to meet with her Uncle Pastor again. Hey, remember those Christmas lights that her dad couldn't get lit because one bulb was out? Well, it turns out that was a metaphor for this movie.
You know, like on a strand of Christmas lights, when one light goes out and then none of them work?
Oh, like that strand of lights your dad was trying to get working when neither of us was there? Bet you didn't see that coming, huh? What a twist!
The coffee's great. Thanks for asking.
Wow, Uncle Joe, your thanks for asking joke. You said it again. Good job.
Just a side note, he said that joke 2 other times in the movie. I just happened to cut it out in the final edit of my video. Yeah, you're welcome.
And now I have this whole string of lights that are off. And no matter what bulb I change, I can't get them back on.
Maybe you're the bulb.
Maybe you're the bulb.
I don't know how to undo what I've done.
I don't know how we're gonna keep on having these vague conversations where we just speak in metaphors and symbolism. But I guess I am a pastor after all.
The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The life light blazed out of the darkness. The darkness could not put it out.
This guy's always got something, doesn't he? He's like Abraham Lincoln.
What does it mean to be your true self?
Only God could reveal that.
How does he do that?
Through Christian movies. Then they bow their heads to pray. All right, so Anna realizes that if she is going to be a true Christian, she needs to start being super self-righteous and on the nose.
We need to change the theme.
What?
Christmas Eve should be about Jesus. If there's going to be a dance on Christmas Eve, it should be about his birth.
Yes, if there is one thing God wants, it's for you to be a total jerk to your friends in his name.
We're making the presentation in 15 minutes.
That's impossible, Anna. You're joking, right?
She better be joking.
I'm dead serious.
Geez, read the room, Anna. It is not the time.
Everybody should just bow down to your whim. Well, not me. Not this time.
It's not about me.
It is, Anna. You're kind of like that.
Seriously, what is Christian about that? I feel like this represents so much of Christianity. This kind of like surface level. The only thing that's Christian is stuff that blatantly shows Christ. The more blatant it is, the more Christian it is. Even though you can have a winter formal and it not have anything to do with Jesus, and you could still be a Christian. You don't have to virtue signal your Christianity to everybody.
We've spent the last month planning. You're not the queen, Anna. Not anymore.
Fortunately, her friends stand up for themselves. Good for them. Even though the movie, I feel like, is trying to make us feel like they're in the wrong, but they're not. Good for you, ladies. Then the movie takes us to church. Wow, choir. Can you make it more obvious that somebody isn't there? You guys could scoot over one chair, maybe? Later at school, since apparently they never have winter breaks at this school, the Mean Boys, they're planning something sinister.
Did you know that Charlie and his friends are about to play a prank on her?
What are they gonna do? Splatter bomb.
Hashtag splatter bomb, am I right? Haha, up top. Oh, man.
The only thing that would stop them is if we were sitting there.
Oh, man. What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do?
Where are you going?
What?
Anna.
She uses her mean girl powers to save this nerd from a douche. Skadoosh. Splatter bomb.
Why are you sitting here?
I think it's time for me to start taking pity on the less fortunate. Like you.
Look, I'm sorry for the way I've treated you in the past.
Everyone's wondering why you're sitting over here.
Let them wonder.
Let them wonder. It's Christmas time.
There's your boyfriend. You should try texting him.
I'm not sure he wants me to.
That's never stopped me.
You want one?
It's fun to eat your feelings. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for the winter ball.
But you're not wearing the dress I bought you.
This one's more
presentable. Here we go. Cue rip-off Eye of the Tiger. Whoa, they got these guys to play their winter formal? When you're in need. Hey, yeah, well, we had nothing to do on Christmas Eve. Well, Colton being there with his new girl is not gonna slow Anna down.
Bye, thanks for the ride.
She's also aided by the most irresistibly romantic thing known to mankind, this band's slow song.
You became the thing I
So, do you want to dance?
I will be here always.
Did you get my
I will never cut this hair. But then Colton's new girl shows up. Dun dun dun.
You better get up there. You don't want to miss your big moment.
Look, I only date bitch girls, okay? So now that you're nice and a Christian and everything, I'm just not interested in you anymore. So Anna gets up to give her speech we've all been looking forward to this whole time.
As a little girl, I always wanted to be a princess.
All little girls are princesses. Why are there so many old people at this high school event? Don't any of these people have families to be with on Christmas Eve?
Tonight, I may look like a princess, but I haven't always acted like one.
Off the stage.
I was going to be queen, the star of the ball.
We don't care.
Meredith and Rachel, you're the real stars.
Enough with the posturing.
I was told by someone important to me that the light that we see from a star is so old that the star might be gone now.
Or something like that. I didn't really understand it.
Its light is infinite, and our ability to see it makes it still real.
I made this. Okay, that didn't go as well as I'd planned.
To celebrate the true meaning of Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ.
Then, on the way home, her parents die in a car accident. We're still a little fuzzy on whether they went to heaven or not. Kind of an unprecedented situation. Just kidding. No, what actually happens is Anna leaves the ball and makes her way to church. Ahem. I might look like a princess. Excuse me, I'm just gonna walk in, sit in the front row. Clearly, she wasn't raised Baptist. But then, miracle of miracles. Everyone at the winter formal comes to church instead. They all repented of their sins. Thanks for writing this movie. Including her boyfriend. And, her parents. They came back to eternal life. And the movie ends, as all Christian movies have to, with a hashtag. It really was a Christmas miracle. So, what did I think of this movie? Well, not much, if I'm being honest. If I lower my standards, I guess, to the level of comparing this to Catching Faith, I guess I would say that this movie feels maybe a little bit more in the wheelhouse of the filmmakers. It's better, I would say, than Catching Faith. At least the main character, like, she was kind of relatable, or at least, you know, she had a story arc. She had a character arc where she went from being a bad person, stuff happens, she kind of learns her lesson, and I'm a selfish, rich, spoiled brat, and then she learns to be a less selfish rich kid. And it's very nicely bookend with it starting with her in church being not so great and then ending with it in church with her having changed. Obviously, the filmmakers have learned a little bit since Catching Faith. Catching Faith, it didn't seem very self-aware of the income bracket of its characters, so at least this movie was aware of it and it acknowledged it and it kind of explored that a little bit. As Dallas Jenkins, the director of Gavin Stone, told me recently in a podcast I did with him, Hallmark-type movies may not be Say Goodnight Kevin's genre. And it's true. It's not really for me. It's not my kind of thing. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff that happens in this movie that I've seen happen a lot in Hallmark-style movies that I've seen that my wife has picked out to watch on Hulu. So I can't necessarily fault it for that. What I can fault it for is what really stuck out to me, which is the Christian themes. It's a little weird. Now, I know that a lot of movies that I mentioned earlier, like It's a Wonderful Life, just a lot of Christmas movies, they have like Christmas magic in them, like Miracle on 34th Street and stuff like that. They even have miracles and like God. I guess the difference is that those movies aren't trying to convince you to believe in the religion that is happening in It's a Wonderful Life. They talk about God, but it's more of like a magical thing. And the point is more the life lesson that he learns from the miracle happening, not them saying, this is a Christian movie and we actually believe in this thing that's being said. This movie is actually, I think, trying to get you to believe in the mystical element of the film, along with the life lesson that's being taught to the girl. And to me, it's a little weird. Not saying, oh, people shouldn't believe in God. I'm saying I don't think God makes people not Christians and then they act this way. Like, God doesn't do magic like this. And if he does, then it happening in a fictional movie doesn't convince me that it does. And if it's not trying to do that, I'm not quite sure what it is trying to do. I think there's a lot of Christmas movies that use like Christmas magic that do a better job at relaying and sharing Christian principles. Going through a strong, powerful experience with a character is so much more powerful than just surface level speaking Christian things. And that to me is a much more enjoyable concept than a movie like this, which maybe could have been okay. It could have been an all right Hallmark movie, but I would have just left out a lot of the, like, she could have just made a wish. I mean, that's the name of the movie, isn't it? In the end, I guess if you get through the entire list of Hallmark-style Christmas movies, and you just love them that much, and you still want to watch one, here's one. Maybe this is one that you're going to want to check out as well. That's it. Hey, don't forget about the amazing Hot or Cold Tumbler. Anybody who pledges $10 or more to my Patreon through this month will get one of these for free. Basically, you get it. Thank you so much to everybody who pledges. Some of those people happen to be the Voicey Here YouTube channel. Awesome YouTube channel. Go check it out. The Ask a Christian Counselor podcast. Another great podcast. Go check that out. Jacob and Emily Rugrock, Amanda Stewart, Isa Kabir, Brianna McDad, and Caitlin Conlon. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. I will talk to you all later. Good night.
You're one of those closet space adventure guys, aren't you?